Our first topic up is U.S. men's national team new head coach Mauricio Pochettino finally got the ink signed on the deal on September the 10th, and now he, at $6 million per year, has the task of rejuvenating a U.S. men's national team that's looking for some love and some bounce. And off the top, a lot of talk, Jalil, about culture and what can he do in a limited window here. But what is some of the things that initially come to your mind when you think about this hire?
Yeah, I mean, just the potential manager bump first and foremost when you're going to see the guys come out for the first time under Pochettino's tutelage. That's always something that I'm looking for. But obviously, it's more about the macro level. What does it look like coming into the next World Cup that's obviously going to be on home soil? How competitive is the U.S. men's national team against the best teams in the world? How well do the stars of the team, the Christian Pulisic's, the Weston McKennie's, Yunus Musa's, X, Y, and Z's, these types of players that are at the upper echelon, how do they continue to fortify their own individual efforts, which should allow the U.S. men's national team to be able to get more, I would say, happy faces in the fan pool, I guess you should say, really galvanized and excited about this group.
You know, every time you bring in a coach, it's always a bit of a referendum on the previous coaches. But have you heard anything yet that is different about a coach with Pochettino's profile that can potentially give you some galvanized faith that there'll be some restoration or recalibration of the crest? But we've had World Cup winning coaches before. We've had the best coaches in Major League Soccer before. What is it, though, about this appointment you think can be different than the other ones? Because for me, I've heard this before, and we've talked about culture and we've talked about intensity. And I'm just curious to you, what do you think will be different this time around?
Well, for me, when a manager like this comes into the fold, you know, individual players want to be at their best because Pochettino is a manager that expects the best out of everybody that he coaches because of his track record, the clubs that he's coached in the past. There is no, okay, just come in and then get it right while you're in camp. It's no, come into camp and be at your best. So I think that's the first thing that's standing out to me. The second thing is, of course, the timing of the hire. The fact that all headlights, if you will, are facing toward the World Cup coming on home soil. And of course, that's huge opportunity for not only the U.S. men's national team, but U.S. soccer in general. So I think the timing of the hire and his track record, I should say, is what should raise the standards inevitably. But of course, to your point earlier, it's going to be on him to make sure that he brings his best to the U.S. men's national team scene as well.
I'm really curious to see how long it takes him to acclimate and to be able to transition in such a small period of time.
Take a look, I'm shining. Moonwalk, keep both feet gliding. I'm up now, great timing. When I was down, was you riding for me? When I was down, was you riding for me? Was you riding for me?